Hey everyone, welcome back to another Mattel Jurassic World review. Today we're taking a look at the new Chaos Theory Epic Evolution Gigantic Trackers Mapusaurus. It's pretty interesting that we basically got back-to-back very similar related species with the Hammock Collection Giganotosaurus and now this Mapusaurus. The two are very, very closely related. Now I ended up finding this figure at Walmart. Yes, actually on the shelves. I found it on the Chaos Theory end cap that's been popping up in the toy aisles. And it's also available to pre-order online from Amazon and Target. So I'll leave the links to both of those down below in the description. Taking a quick look at the package, and this is the same style package we've been seeing with all the recent Chaos Theory releases. We have Darius and the Allosaurus, the Epic Evolution logo, because this is a subline of Epic Evolution. And along the back of the box we have a picture of how its Rampage attack action features work, and we also have a picture of its wave mate, the Bottosaurus. So that will do it for the packaging. Let's crack this bad boy open and take a closer look. And with the Mapu out of the package, I have to say I'm quite impressed with this figure. It is more Giganotosaurus looking than the Dominion Giga, but that's Jurassic World for you. There are very, very different takes on these animals versus what they look like in real life. And it's a pretty sizable figure too. Measured it along the curve of the tail does curve a little bit to get it to fit in the packaging. This figure is 14 inches long, or 35.5 centimeters. Just under 6 inches tall to the top of the head at 12.7 centimeters. So Mapusaurus in real life was a little bit smaller than Giganotosaurus, between 36 to 39 feet long, or 11 to 12 meters. So I'll put this figure in the 130 to the 133 scale range. Taking a look at the finer details of this Mapu, like I said earlier, the head shape is much more Giganotosaurus looking than the Dominion counterpart. Very nicely done. Has those piercing orange eyes with that slit pupil. The teeth are those rubber inserts. Those are some of the new improvements the main line had been seen along with the Hammock Collection. Looks so much better than the blunt, oversized painted teeth of yesteryear. Has a nice ridge of bony plating and spikes all along the head, all the way down the back to the tip of the tail. You see those orange spikes popping out of the back. That is linked to the action feature, and just that cream coat for the main body mixed in with that dark gray and black just has a nice contrast and look. Very, very well done. The paint apps on this figure very cohesive looking. Can't say that about every Mattel figure. Going down to the arms, the hand claws are not painted in, which is pretty typical of every mainline figure. Going down to the legs, the toe claws are actually painted in. I'm kind of surprised by that. The dew claws on the back are not painted. And then going down to the back, you can see that armor plating is actually a plastic insert. And then when you get to the tip of the tail, there's a joint there and some very nice color matching to match up with that black plastic. So all around, this figure is really, really, really neat look. I just love like the horny, bony look along the back of it. Really gives this figure a very unique look. For articulation, there's really not much because a lot of it is tied to the action feature. The arms are in a hinge joint and they can swing out and they can move backwards and forwards. Legs can move backwards and forwards. They're on a nice clicky joint to keep the legs nice and stable, and there's also a hinge joint for the legs to help with stability. And there's also a rotation joint at the ankles if you want to pose the feet. To activate the action feature, all you have to do is roll that roller on the back and forth, and the head will go up and down, open the jaws and closing them. To activate the back spikes, all you gotta do is press this little button on the butt of the animal and the spikes will pop up. Now, one neat thing of how this action feature works, you can actually pose the head up with its mouth open and it will stay locked into place. And the same thing can be said about pointing it down. Moving on with comparisons, here it is with Owen Grady. And here it is with its wave mate, the Bottosaurus. Both these animals are actually from South America. Mapusaurus is from Argentina. It lived alongside sauropods, just not Bottosaurus, but did live alongside one of the largest dinosaurs known, Argentinosaurus. And since we're talking about what animals it lived with, we actually do have something from the Mattel line that actually did coexist with it. Here it is with the Scorpio Venator. Next up, here it is with the Chaos Theory Wild Roar Pachyrhinosaurus. And here it is with the Hammock Collection Velociraptor Blue, Concavinator, and Indominus Rex. And personally, I cannot wait for a Hammock Collection Indominus. They absolutely killed it with the Hammock Collection Giga, and I just think the figures are going to get better and better as the line moves forward. And here it is with a couple of its closest relatives. Mapusaurus was a type of Carcharodontosaurus, so we have the Carcharodontosaurus and the Hamacalexan Giganotosaurus. Mapu and Giga are very, very closely related, only a couple small differences between the two. One was an extra second opening at the back of the skull, and just some slight differences with the nasal rugosities. That's the the horny ornamentation you see on the snout of these animals. That's really the only difference between the two, so they are super closely related. Maybe, sometime down the line might be considered the same species because there are some elements between the two that didn't preserve. So, once we get more material, maybe that'll get a little bit more cleared up. And lastly, here's an accurate take on Mapusaurus. This is PNSO's version of the species. There's actually, a few Mapusaurus figures out there. Collecte has a regular and a deluxe version, and now we have this Mattel and PNSO one. So yeah, it's getting a little bit more popular and not being so overshadowed by Giganotosaurus, even though both of them look very, very similar. So, final thoughts on Mattel's Mapusaurus. Really, really like this figure. I like it much better in hand than when I saw it in the promotional images. Just a really fun take on the species. And, like I said a few times, it looks more like a Giganotosaurus than the Dominion Giganota. But yeah, really nice looking figure. The paint apps work really well. Nice cohesive paint scheme with the dark grays and black mixed in with that base cream coat of the plastic. And just that little bit of red poking out of the back from the spikes with the action feature. Just really makes this figure have a nice, unique look. Like I said at the beginning of the review, I actually found mine in stores at Walmart, but the links are down below for Amazon and Target if you want to order this figure online. So that will do it for the review. I'm actually kind of getting like a small backlog of figures I got to review, and they're all Jurassic World, which is fitting because this is Jurassic June. Still have to get to the Ben Escape pack, and I just found the Wild Packs Baby Apatosaurus. And was it Dilong, Guanlong? I totally forgot. And the Listosaurus. So I'll be getting those reviews up on the channel in the next few days. So stay tuned for all that. And if you're enjoying the content on this channel, show your support by hitting that subscription button just below the video. Each subscription helps out the channel tremendously, and it's greatly appreciated. And I'll see you guys for the next one.